Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and today we are going to be going over the top 10 cars that are cool, but for no reason. They're just cool. Us as car guys understand that they're cool, but if somebody asks us, why do you think that car is cool? We'd be like, I don't know. It's just cool. They're just cool cars that are cool for no reason. Guys, really quick before we get into the video, at the top of the description is going to be a link to my new gaming channel. If you like Grand Theft Auto Online content, go check it out, my boy. You probably like that stuff because that's what I'm posting over there. Also, over 80% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel yet. So if you want to subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate that. If we could get that number into the 70%, I'd be a happy boy. But either way, let's get right into the video with number 10. All right, so coming in at number 10 is going to the Ford Crown Vic. That's what cool people call it, but it's really called the Ford Crown Victoria. They're old cop cars, in case you don't know, in case you're like really, really young. Yeah, they used to use Ford Crown Vics as cop cars, but now that they have the tourist shows, they don't need them anymore, so they send them all to auction. So they're ridiculously cheap, and they come with a pretty decent motor. It's a 4.6 liter V8, making 220 horsepower, and they're rear-wheel drive. That could be the reason why we all like them, but the fact that they're rear-wheel drive with a V8, but it's not like it's super quick. Yeah, it's a V8 with 220 horsepower rear-wheel drive. It sounds quick, but the car's a little heavy, and it's not a sports car. It's not meant to go quick, so it's not like it's super fast. They also don't look that good. They aren't that reliable, but there's just something about owning like an old cop car that is just so baller. How would you not like that? How is that not cool? Is a better question. Coming in at the number 9 spot is going to the Acura Legend. This car actually does kind of have a decent speed in terms of a Honda, especially back when it was made. It was made in the 90s, and it came with a 2.7 liter V6, making 230 horsepower, and it is front wheel drive. And making 230 horsepower back in the 90s in a front wheel drive little Honda, that's actually pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive, especially since it came with a V6 too. Like, most Hondas don't come with V6s. It really doesn't look that incredible though. It's kind of like a grandma sedan, to be honest, but it's just cool to see something that's like supposed to be a daily driver be the complete opposite of a daily driver. And I think that's probably why it's so cool. It also probably is because it was like the first ever Acura built, so people are like, oh, it's the first, it has to be cool. But I don't know, because then again, like the first ever Infiniti built is not a popular car at all, so maybe not. But either way, it just is a baller car. Like I said, it's like a grandma car that you wouldn't expect to be built, but then when it is built, you're just like, that just works. Coming in at the number 8 spot is a car that even if I wanted to own it, I literally physically could not own it because I'm 6'1", and it is the Mini Cooper. The classic Mini Cooper though, not the new ones. No, the old ones, the Mr. Bean Mini Coopers. It is literally very hard to drive for people that are over 5'10". That's hilarious to me, by the way, because obviously it came out during a time when people were shorter, but nowadays, if you're over 6 foot tall, probably not gonna be able to drive one of these things. But either way, they come with a 1 liter, yes, just a 1 liter, inline 4, and they make 37 horsepower. And they're front wheel drive, yes, it only makes 37 horsepower. It is obviously a not quick car in the slightest bit, but we love it. We love it for some reason, and it makes no sense. Everybody's like, I know what somebody's going to say, well, the Mini Cooper's popular because of this and this and this. There's no reason. There really isn't any reason. Try and think about a reason why the old Mini Cooper's popular. It's slow, it's not spacious, it's not comfortable, it's not safe, it's not reliable, it's not fun to drive, but it's just hilariously cool. It's like a Volkswagen Beetle in a way. Coming in at number 7 is a car that I personally think is starting to get a lot more love lately, and I absolutely love that for it because it deserves all the love. It is the Ford Probe GT. It looks cool, for sure. I do understand that part of it, so that could be the reason why people love the Ford Probe GT so much. But everything else about it isn't the best. It comes with a 2.2 liter turbocharged inline 4, making 145 horsepower, and it is front wheel drive. That ain't that great. 145 horsepower in a turbo 4-banger is just not the best. Having front wheel drive is not the best. It doesn't have the best power, and it's not that good for power potential either, but it is just so unique, and it just works. It's one of Ford's many failed projects that for some reason we love now after it's been, slandered a bunch of times, because Ford Probe GT used to get roasted all the time, but now people are finally like, hey, you know what? Something about it. There's just something about it that works. Coming in at the number 6 spot is going to the Nissan Skyline R32 sedan. To be honest, it's really any Nissan Skyline sedan, whether it's an R33, R34, V35, V36, it doesn't matter. Whatever sedan Skyline that you're talking about, they're loved for honestly no reason. It makes no sense. Now, the R32 sedan comes with a 2-liter turbocharged inline-4, making 123 horsepower, and it is rear-wheel drive. Rear-wheel drive is very cool, but the horsepower number is not at all. And yes, that motor is an RB motor, but it's not a good RB. People always think like just because it has the RB in front of it that it's an amazing motor that it can make a ridiculous amount of power. It can't. So don't get super excited about that. It's really not that great. It really can't make that much power. And the Skyline sedans are overpriced as hell, dude. You're not buying an R32 sedan for less than 10K nowadays, and it looks like a grandma sedan stock. But there's just something about like the import tax and drifting just a boring old grandma sedan from Japan that just hits different, and so people are willing to pay that price, and it's mind-blowing. Number 5 is going to the Volvo 240. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one, and there's going to be a lot of comments down below explaining as to why they love this car so much. But listen, I love it too. This video isn't like cars that I don't love but everybody else does. It's cars that I don't know why we love them. Okay, so the Volvo 240, I still love it, and it has a bit of a cult following, and so I understand that I might be triggering a couple people with this, but hear me out. They come with a 2.3-liter inline-4, making 114 horsepower, and it is rear-wheel drive. It literally looks like a box, but like a cool box. It looks like Frosted Flakes. It's like a box of Frosted Flakes with a friggin' some sugar on the side. It's not that fast either, not that good for power potential either. You really can't make that much more power out of these Volvo motors, but it does have a huge safety rating and is like absolute tank for reliability though. So if you just need a daily driver, this is a good option. But besides that, there's really nothing super great about it. It's just that it's just a dirt cheap car that you can learn how to drift on since it's rear wheel drive and just beat up and just have a blast with without having to worry about braking. Number 4 is going to the Acura TL 3rd generation. I always recommend this car as like a best first car for a lot of people out there, and I stand by that. I think the Acura TL is an amazing first car. They just look cool as hell. But when you ask a normal guy, like if you think the Acura TL is like a cool car, they say no. They don't think it looks cool at all because it's just like a car guy car. And they come with a 3.2-liter V6 making 258 horsepower, and it is front wheel drive. I love that they have like a decent horsepower number because it kind of puts this car into like the sleeper territory, because like I said, a lot of normal people look at an Acura TL and they do not think anything special of it at all. It's just car guys that know that there's something else there. And so that's probably what makes people love these cars so much, and the fact that they're so cheap too. You can get it like for under 5K, even under 3K, and they're reliable too. So those are all the reasons that kind of dig into it. But it's just such a perfect car for what it stands for. Coming in at 3rd place, getting the bronze medal for today's list, is going to the Ford Ranger. Now, I do understand this one a little bit, obviously, but it still is crazy the amount of love that the Ford Ranger freaking gets, dude. They are just, like, everybody wants a Ford Ranger. Everybody's talking about Ford Rangers nowadays, and there's plenty of mini trucks that are just as good as a Ford Ranger, but they don't get nearly as much love. This one comes with a 3-liter V6, making 150 horsepower, and it is 4x4. Obviously, they can go wherever you want, but it's such like a grandpa truck. I think car guys just appreciate when something is like built to quality, and the Ford Ranger was built to quality. It's very reliable. It's not too flashy. It just sticks to what makes it a good mini truck. It's good at 4x4. Doesn't have the best interior, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't need that. And it's fun to drive. You could drive it anywhere without having to worry about it. And I think that's what makes car guys just love it so much. It's just like, it's always a reliable option. Like, oh, you need a daily driver, you live somewhere where there's winter, the Ford Ranger is always going to be a good choice. Coming in at 2nd place for this list, the silver medal is a car that a lot of you guys on my channel actually love because I made a video all about them and it kind of blew up. It is the Saab 900. They really aren't that great. Okay, they really aren't, but don't worry. Obviously, I love them too. I want to make that clear again, because every time I say like that I don't like one of these cars, or not that I don't like them, but that that there's nothing to like love about them, I have a funny feeling somebody's gonna take that the wrong way and think that it means I'm trying to say like it's a bad car. I'm not saying that. Okay, the Saab 900, I still love it. It's just there really isn't like a selling point on the car, if that makes sense. It comes with a 2-liter inline-4 making 128 horsepower, and it is front wheel drive. That's obviously not that great for performance, and it really can't make that much more for it, but they just look so odd that it's just adorable. It's also, there's not too often that we actually get a car that was built with passion, and you can tell with the Saab, every Saab out there, and as a matter of fact, that they were built with passion. They were built for a purpose. Everything about this car is different and is trying to cater towards the driver, and I think that just makes it so special. The honorable mention for today is going to the Toyota Chaser JZX 100. The engine that comes in this car is the 1JZ, so I do understand the hype behind that part, which by the way is a 2.5 liter turbocharged inline 6 that makes 276 horsepower, but probably more because of gentleman's agreement, and it was rear wheel drive. But looking at a Toyota Chaser as just like a normal guy, you would be mind blown to see that these cars are going for like 20K. Imagine you are just a normal dude and you see that this car is going for 20K. That's crazy. That is crazy. But coming in as first place, the car that we all love, but really doesn't make any sense why we love it, it is the Nissan Gloria Y33 specifically. You can honestly bring up any Nissan Gloria and it'll fit the criteria for this video, but I'm just going to talk about the Y33 because I like that one the best, my good friend. It's just like the Chaser. This is something that doesn't make much sense to a normal person, but once you like know what it's hiding, it's kind of cool. It comes with a 3-liter V6 making 200 horsepower, and it is rear wheel drive. That's actually the same V6 that they put in the 300CX at the time, and it just makes me happy to see car guys enjoying things that are obviously marketed towards like grandmas or retired soccer moms, but now for some reason car guys are just picking them up and they're like, yeah, this is ours. They are rear wheel drive too, so that's probably a big help as to why they get so much fame, and they do have that like VIP look, and it doesn't take much to make these cars look amazing. But they just are so ridiculously overpriced for what they are, dude. Like, everybody thinks that these cars are like the next best, like the next Mark IV Supra, when they're really not. They're just a pretty cool car, and that's about it. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video of the 10 plus 1 honorable mention, so technically 11 cars that we love for absolutely no reason. Now, obviously, guys, understand that the title of this video is mainly for getting clicks. It's a clickbait title, okay? There's obviously reasons as to why people love any car. You don't love a car for literally no reason, but it's just a way to say like these cars are loved, but not like it doesn't the car itself doesn't justify the amount of love that it gets, if that makes any sense. But I'm sure you guys already knew that. I just wanted to explain though, in case anybody was like confused about it. Either way though, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see down below, and in the top of the comments, GTA Online channel. If you like GTA Online, go check it out. Okay? Check it out. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice night.